This episode of the Moms Network is brought to you in part by Promenade Bolingbrook.
Welcome back to the Moms Network. This segment, we are chatting about pets with my co-hosts Patty, Grace, and Lindsay. I'm excited for this conversation as I just took in Ruby the cat a few months ago. My boyfriend lovingly said I went from zero to crazy cat lady in one day. Who are your furry friends at home?
We have a cat named Milo, and Milo was not even part of our plan. It just kind of naturally turned into that after we found a mouse. And very interesting story. My husband didn't tell me about the mouse situation for some time, tried to take care of it on his own, and then he just said, listen, we've got a problem. And I said, well, it's not my problem. I'm gonna go hide upstairs while you take care of that problem. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, we're gonna get a cat delivered here. And she's a mouser, she's from a small farm.
Oh my gosh.
She knows how to do this. I'm like, what?
I didn't even
know
this
me
was
neither.
a thing.
A mouser?
A mouser.
Well, like it was just a cat on the farm. It was her name was number 7, and this girl came to work. A week later, we're mouse free, no issues, nothing, and she went from the cat that was just here for a purpose to the cat that is just part of our family.
All right, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Did it ever bring you a mouse?
Dude. Lots of presents. And
would you find them in really bad places?
She would
or
usually
just
put them in the same spot for my husband to take care of.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, she was efficient. She did not hide that.
She came to work. She was there to do a job.
She did. And so it was just the craziest thing because I was never a cat person. I was a dog person. And you know, she just, she took care of business and we were so appreciative, so we kept her, and now she's part of our family. She sleeps in our bed. I mean, it's...
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. The neighbors want to borrow her. Like, she's really good.
Well, I feel like I've been ruined because, so my ex-husband took in a cat, and he's not necessarily a cat person, but he was helping someone out, and this poor cat was being like mauled by another cat. And so when I first met her, she had like all these little rips. Oh, it was terrible. But anyway, anytime I went over there, she was so sweet. And so he was going on vacation, and I was like, maybe I can steal her. And because I knew he didn't really I wasn't really stealing. So I cleverly devised a plan where I said, why don't I take Ruby for while you're out of town so that the kids and I will just be easier. We don't have to go back to your house. And so that man showed up with bags. I had a litter box. He spent like $100. He came, he's like, all right, you're all set up. And so I sent him a picture of Ruby on my lap the first night. And I said, Ruby is purring. And he's like, if you better watch out, she may never want to leave. I'm like, well, I may never want to have her leave. Aww. So it's been my cat ever since. It's been a couple of months, and she's so sweet. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she's an older cat. So I'm like, my son Christopher was like, can she just stay alive forever? Because she's the best cat. Because then when we get to that phase, I don't know that I could get another cat, because what if it wasn't nice? And she purrs so loud.
But we did that. We had the dog pass away, and then we got another dog. And I thought I couldn't do that. Like when our dog passed away, I thought, I could not go through this heartbreak again. It's too much. And then 6 months later, it's like, okay, well, let's get this dog. And we ended up getting a mutt that was part of a litter that was dropped off. And she's awesome, and she's great, but she's a lot of work. And that was the one thing I think that as parents, you know, your kids are always into it. Like, oh, let's get a cat, let's get a dog. I will take care of it. I will change my schedule. And it's really great until sports start up, or, oh, my friend really wants to go out. And so at some point, to all parents, you will be taking care of that cat. It's your cat or it's your dog, and you will be the one bundled up with the leash, and you'll be walking around because it will end up being yours.
We did that to my parents when we were kids. I was about 7 years old. My brother was 9, and we begged for a dog. We begged. We said, we'll do it, just like you said, Patty. We'll do everything.
We promise. We don't have to do anything.
Every day. Guess who cried the most when we had to put that dog down when I was in college? My dad. It was his dog.
Right.
He was the one who really, I mean, we did do as much as we could, but as a 7-year-old, it's fun to walk the dog for the first week and then you're over it.
Or like when they introduced the pooper scooper to you, you're like, so what?
I'll walk it. I won't scoop the poop.
I'm not doing that.
But that dog really became my dad's dog. And then as soon as I graduated college, I adopted a dog from the Naperville Area Humane Society right away. I was like, I'm going to get a dog as soon as I'm an adult and I'm on my own.
Can do that.
And my husband and I had George. His name was George. We like bad names for dogs.
I like that. Yeah.
So George, we had to put him down April before our daughter was born in July. And we just didn't want to. He was really sick. It was a hard decision to make. It was one of the most difficult decisions my husband and I had to make at that point in our marriage, being married for a couple of years. That was kind of like a monumental decision as a couple when he was that sick. And so we decided that having a new baby, so it was April 2015, our daughter was born in July of 2015, we did not want to have a newborn and a new dog. I'm all about pets with newborns and babies if they're established into the family, but we decided that we just did not want to have to navigate. And my husband travels for work, so I was going to be doing everything. Newborn, new dog. So we'll get another dog down the road when our kids are a little bit older, probably when they beg for one.
Right, when they pull on you what you pulled on your parents.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you know, because you did that they're not really going to. They're only going to walk that dog for a week. And then it's
so true.
But they do become a real part of your, and I work from home, and so our dog follows me around. Like she sleeps in my office couch. When I go downstairs, she goes downstairs. And so I get where your dad's feeling is on that. When our other dog passed away, I underestimated the deep relationship he had with our youngest son. Yeah. And it's because we got him almost the exact, Jack was little when we got him, so Jack never knew life without the dog.
And they become very protective.
They become very protective. And so when we had to make the hard decision to put the dog down, I knew Jack would be sad, but I really wasn't prepared for, he looked at me and said, I don't know life without him. And I thought, what have we done? You like that parenting moment, like we can't go back and we ruined him. Because it's like, wow, you don't know life without him. And he followed him around and he waited for him after school and all those things. And that's probably why we ended up getting another dog. Yeah. Because Jack was like, well, it's time to get another dog. It's been 6 months. I'm like, oh yeah, why not? Oh my gosh. And then you go from old dog to puppy. Yeah. Whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Whole different ball game.
I remember when you first got the dog and you were like, I have to leave to go let the dog out.
Because you did, and now we take, and I don't want any judgment on this, but we do, again, I work from home, but I take the dog to daycare 2 days a week.
That's right. That's awesome.
Like they have doggy daycare?
Does she love it?
She loves it.
Does she get all excited, like wag her tail?
When I pull onto that street, she gets really excited. And then I actually the other day I was talking to her and the other dogs as if they were my kids at daycare. Like I was like, aren't you excited to see all your friends? Like it's, and then I'm like, what has happened?
You're like, Mommy always comes back.
Do you remember that movie, Look Who's Talking with John Travolta? And when the grandma's talking to the baby, goes, oh, boo-doo, boo-doo. And he's like, what are you saying, lady? I'm like, that's how I talk to Ruby. I'm like, oh, just so cute. Oh, and then I'm like, Jason just looks at me. He's like, really?
We took our daughter to see Secret Life of Pets this summer at the movie theater. And it was just so funny, the other side of the pets. You wonder if they're thinking that. If they're looking at you like you're crazy, why are you talking to me like a baby?
Or what they do when you're not home.
Yeah. My cat totally thinks that we're bonkers. Like she will just look at us like, girl. And I'm like, don't judge me. Like late at night, like I kind of need a snack, and like walk, and she'll just kind of pitter patter down. She goes, kitchen's closed. Like that face. I'm like, I'll just go back upstairs now. She's like, as you were, and like she'll follow me back up, and like, gosh, judging eyes. Or like holidays freak her out. Like extra company in the house. As soon as we put the Christmas tree up, I mean, the first 2 Christmases, we probably went through like 3 or 4 skirts for the tree. She just destroyed them.
Did she get up in the tree or just the skirt of it?
She just marked the skirt.
Oh,
and it's a very defiant smell. Yeah. That is not the smell of Christmas. So I just told Ryan, I'm like, we are not getting a tree anymore. Like, we're done with trees. Our cat cannot handle the stress of this thing in here.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was bad. And then finally, she's like, okay, I guess this is a normal thing you're gonna do. I'll find something else to do. Like, it was just a disturbance in her world. She's routine. I mean, she just likes what she knows. If we leave town, she freaks out and she starts racing all around, looking for all of her toys. Like, oh my gosh, where are they going? What's happening? But she's family. I mean, it's like, of course, it's funny to us, but we're also like, oh, is the stress worth it? Should we really go? Like, look how mad
it's worth
she
it
is.
because your house is mouse free.
Yeah, right.
Yes, because 1,000%. She was. But that is so true. You do start to say, oh, she's so upset. We shouldn't go. And then you're like, wait a minute, we're going on a family vacation. Why is suddenly this pet judging us? I always think cats judge you.
Yes.
Like I always feel like they're judging.
Ruby
you don't think Ruby judges?
Not at all. Judge-free cat.
She's a judge.
Seriously.
They just always have that air about them, like they know more than you, and I don't need you, you need me, like that kind of feel.
We every time I wake up, so I don't have her sleep in my room, but
Not yet.
yeah, and she doesn't make a peep, but as soon as she can hear me get up, and then I open up my door, and she's just sitting there, and she just looks at me, and she normally makes one meow. And then she just runs down the stairs, and then I give her food, and then she acts like I've never fed her before, ever. Like I'm Ruby, stop. So.
And our dog definitely knows, like if it's 5:30 and we have not fed her, she will move the bowl. She will like move her bowl and look at me like, are you noticing what's happening? It's 5:30. I would like you to see. You must have forgotten.
Does she have an Apple Watch?
No, she does. She should. She's better time. She's better than my Apple Watch. Like I know exactly what time. Like, oh, it's 5:30. The bowl's in the middle of the kitchen floor. I got it.
There is a time commitment, right, to taking care of pets. Cats, I think, are probably less, but the cleaning of the litter is definitely not my favorite thing. And every once in a while, it like gets really clumped up, and then I scoop it, and then it flings, and then it all goes. And I'm like, well, not the litter, not the stuff.
You should get one of those like self-clean, like robot litter boxes.
They have a robot.
They have robot litter boxes.
It's like a little
like a dome.
Yes.
Yes. I don't know how it works because I've seen the infomercials, but they
I
clean
should talk to my
themselves.
ex, see if we can drop off one of those.
Right.
It's like child support. Like he should pay for the robot litter box for his cat.
Seems like I'm keeping Ruby. Could you upgrade the litter box now?
So funny.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
But
It is
with
a lot.
dogs, right? I mean, you have to. I don't have to walk Ruby outside.
No, you have to walk. You have to walk, and our dog has to be on her non-daycare days. She has to be. I have to walk her 2 miles every morning,
Yeah.
or she will go crazy in the house. And you go through that period of she was chewing everything. Now she doesn't. Like now we're better, but no, it's a lot of work. And that's the thing with kids. I don't think that they, even though kids beg for the pet, and I think they really do genuinely want to help and be a part of it. It's just a lot of work to make sure that they're walked and they're entertained, and that you can't keep your shoes on the floor. When we first got her, that was the thing. She would chew up shoes, and my son would be like, "She's chewing up my shoe." And I go, "You can't leave your shoes around." Which actually, our house was cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like,
Wow.
"Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Everybody put their stuff away."
Little happy side effect.
It was
huh?
a little happy side effect.
Pets bring so much joy and companionship to our families for the time they are with us. Thanks for watching the Moms Network, and remember, you are always invited. Thank you.
This episode of the Moms Network is brought to you in part by Promenade Bolingbrook.